Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So, Pratiksha Bhadoria, along with my team at Invent Model, Sujit sir and Hiren sir, we are here to discuss some more topics on Informatica MDM Cloud SaaS. And yeah, I'll just share my screen. So, the agenda for today's discussion is explain the two-step approval and system generated event. So, what is the two-step approval? In Informatica, we have already discussed the one-step approval, and two-step approval is also like similar only, but what we have to do, we have to select the two-step over here, where we actually select the kind of approvals. Like we have one-step approval, two-step approval, then we have four-step approval also. So like that. So, it is a two-step approval process. It's a workflow mechanism that is used for data governance and validation before the updation of records when the records are finalized. So, this ensures the data accuracy, consistency, and compliance with business rules. How to step approval? Okay, how two-step approval works in Informatica MDM Cloud SaaS. So the steps are: step one is initial review and approval. So in this step, what happens is first user submits the change request. That is, if there is some record that needs to be changed, so first the user would submit the change request. A data steward or business user submits a request for changes to a record. That is updation of any customer information or modifying supply details. This is when you choose the create or update in the event when we create an event. Now, the second step is first level approver reviews the request. So, whosoever is the first level approver we have given, it would review the request because it would have it would have it in the workflow of this particular level approver. The request is sent to a first level approver. Yeah, like what I was discussing. For example, a data steward, manager, or domain expert. Now, second step is the approver can approve and forward the request of the next level. The approver can approve or forward the request to the next level. The approver can reject and return the request for modification. So, there are two things that the approver can do: approve and forward, or reject and return. Third is it can also request additional information or clarification. Suppose if the approver is not satisfied with the changes that are demanded to the record, so it can also request for the additional information or clarification. Now the third is preliminary approval or rejection. So if it is approved, the request proceeds to the second level approval. So if like this step is approved, then the request goes to the second level approval by some other approver. So if it is rejected, then it is sent back to the submitter for corrections. Suppose if there is some error that is there and the approval, second level approval is not satisfied with the request that is being given, then he or she can reject it. So it comes back to the submitter for the correction, who must have raised the request. Now the step two is final review and approval. So it what I says is second level approval receives the request. So in final review and approval, the second level, because it is passed from first level, so now comes the role of second level approval. So it will receive the request. So a higher level approver, for example, a senior manager, compliance officer, or a data governance team, these are the senior people. So they will review the request. Then after they review the request, so this would ensure that the critical changes, they comply with the policies and business standards because it is being approved by the second level approver. Now the final decision, what it does is in final decision, approval or rejection. So either the request can be approved or the request can be rejected. The second level approver can approve, The record is updated in the MDM system. Reject, the request is returned to the previous step for further revision or modify. The approver can make necessary changes before the final approval. Now, the next step is record update in MDM system. So when the it is request is approved by the second level approval, then we get a change in the or change or modification in the record. So once approved at both levels, the requested changes are committed to the golden record, that is single source of truth, and the notification are sent to the relevant stakeholders. The notification can be anything that your record has been changed or updated, modified. So in this screenshot, this all these steps that we have discussed before, so this is actually described in a little bit of detail. What it does is two-step approval. So first is request initiator, who would initiate the request. That can be user one, data steward user. Now this person will initiate the event. The username can be any username, we have given this. Then the first reviewer, it can be manager. That person would actually approve the first he'll be the first approving authority. His username can be anything, here we have given like this. And the final approver or the final reviewer would be data steward user, and this person would be initiating the event, and his username we have given like this. So this is a bit of the two-step process that we have actually discussed. And now we'll go to system generated task. So I'll invite Dhiren sir to actually throw some light on system generated task. So yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Pratiksha. So,
Thank you, sir.
system generated task, right? The system generated task is second part of this. Yesterday we had discussed on the user trigger events. So now today we will be discussing on the system generated event. So basically the system generated event is used for the merging of the record when it is set to the manual. Automated records gets done automatically, means when the ETL jobs and all those things get triggered. But if there are requirement, the record should be created. Record each manually need to be merged or it is created manually. So it is part of this. So in this case, we need to create the system generated events so that the business users or whoever has like access to it, they can go and then review those requests and they can merge it. So what are the steps to create a system generated task? So for that one, we need to go to the business 360 console where all the configuration happens, and then we can click from the workflow in works. We can click on the business events tab, and from there we can click on the add events system, then we can choose the second option, system generated events. So this is shown in the screenshot. We can see this add event is expanded, and we can get this system generated event. So from here we can create this. Move on to the next slide. Okay, then the third step is provide events detail. So we need to provide the events detail, and then after that we can select the assets and action under event scenarios. So here we can you can see that we have provided the event details, right? Event details, and we are selecting the assets and actions under the event scenario. So here action is action is chosen here. So it's like this one, and after that we are selecting the other options whatever available. Move on to the next. So then fifth step is provide the details in a workflow task, that is select the workflow that should be triggered and the approvers who should be able to take action on the task. So means the second in the image, right? You can see this second tab, the workflow task. So in the workflow task, we can choose the like one step, two step approvals. Here we have taken the one step approval. Means like all the approval processes, whatever we had discussed earlier, is listed here. But in our case, we had taken the example of the one step approval, and then we need to choose because this is the one step approval. The approving authority is only one person, so that's why we have a final review here. So we can choose the final reviewer name. Here we have chosen the customer 360 managers and customer 360 data steward roles. So whoever having these roles, right, they will be the approving authority. And if we choose the second level approvals, here two approvers will be listed. Means like two reviewer will be the first level reviewer and then second level. And for four level approval, there will be four reviewers. That's what works. And then the sixth step is to provide the workflow properties and save the changes. So this is our workflow. Third type is work properties. This is the final step. So here we can provide the title, right? It is like parameterized value. We can see here. So in this case, we have chosen the merge task, and then we have description also. Here it is blank, but if you want to put more details on what is this about this system generated event, what for what records and what type of assets we are doing it, we can choose them, and then it will be shown to the like approver, so that they have more visibility by what is this request for. And then we have a priority. So in the priority, we have three priorities: high, normal, and low. In this case, we have taken the low, sorry, normal, and then we have given the due date. You can choose the due date also. We have chosen the due date as a 7 day, and also if you want to extend this, you can extend. And I think this supports for 1 year, so you can choose the duration of 1 year based on our need. Next slide. So the next is a create a match and merge job. So in the previous slide, we had finished this system generated events. Now to get it triggered, right, we need to have two jobs, like two merge jobs we need to create. So we will be discussing that one from here onward. So we need to create a match and merge job definition and select the business entity on which this job need to be run. Also ensure the match model which you are selecting has manual match rules as well for it to create a task on the potential matches. So we need to choose these options. So the process is like MDM workflow merge, and then process type we have taken match and merge. And then here we can see the business entity. We have taken the person in this case, and match model name. We have selected the match model name here, and then match model versions like latest version we have taken. So next slide. Okay, once the configuration is done, we need to save and run the job. Once the job is completed, we can see a step called group potential matches. So here, once we have saved and then we have submitted this job, we can see this job got completed, and it, it it gone through the several steps which is shown here. And then you can see you can see this group potential matches right here. Next step. So then we need to verify the total pairs from the matrix as follows. So here you can see the total pairs, it's like in the screenshot. Next. So 10th step is once the job is done and records are present under the group potential matches, go ahead and create a generate merge task
Mm.
job by providing the correct business entity and the asset. So now we need to create one more job, that is generate merge task. And this in the image we can see this. We have created this and we have associated that entity for which we want to do this merge operation. Next step. Okay. Okay. So then we need to run the generate merge task job, and then this we can see this, like in the 12th step, verify the number of tasks created from the matrix. Then now we need to log, because the job is submitted. Now we need to log to the business customer 360 UI, and then with the user that has the role that was given in a step 5, meaning the person who are the approvers, right? The person who are approval, we need to log in with that ID, and in the customer 360, and then we can see that the submitted request is come on his queue for the approval. So now he can review this, which we can see in the image, right? So this is like status is unassigned, and now he can review the request. From here, either he can
Mm.
reject it, or he can just like approve it. So once it is approved, the record, like whatever matching record was there, it will be merged. So next step. So that's what. So this way we can control this manual merge approval process, and we can configure each step so that the manual merging peoples can go and review the changes, and then thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dhiren sir. So this is it from all these topics to discuss today. Yeah, thank you very much.